Welcome back to Ori Soaps and Bubbles. We have an exciting and hopefully helpful video for you today. As always, we are open to suggestions. If there is a soap you want us to make on our channel for you to see and for you to see the outcome, we will definitely do that. Just leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much and always enjoy. Previously on Ori Soaps and Bubbles.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to actually play the very last part from the previous video completely out, and then I'm going to go into the second part. So this is part 2 from part 1, but anybody that missed part 1 will actually have a treat today and get a chance to see the whole process from part 1 of the fixing, not necessarily what happened. So if you want to see the part of what happened, go back to the video before this and you'll see what happened to the soap. This is all about solution finding and actually having a plan or a way to fix soap that is too sticky, sweaty, or just didn't turn out the way you might have wanted it to turn out. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so we have another oopsie and a fail that we're going to work on fixing today. And in order to fix that, I've already got my pot on pretty high. Oh, let me move this horse. I already got my pot on pretty high. I grabbed out the propylene glycol because I believe we need to add more to it. Here's why. Because the soap is so sticky. It's not sticking to the mold, and because we changed the recipe from when I first put it in soap calc, I believe I didn't add enough propylene glycol. If that's not it, then there's not enough. There's too much oils and not enough. So as you can see, it's just completely sticking. It's not going to hold any type of shape or anything. It's two things. Either I didn't put enough lye, which when I double checked it again, I put more than enough lye in it. So I don't want to add any more lye because it'll make it lye heavy. I didn't add enough propylene glycol, which is the alcohol base, in order to make it, supposed to make it like a melt and pour base. Because that's what we've been working on here lately. My other 2 melt and pour bases turned out perfect. It's this 10-pound one that didn't, and I wish I would have just went with maybe 5 pounds or 4 pounds or 3 pounds, and then maybe would have had a different result. But anyway, the case is we're going to fix this, and the way we're going to fix it, I'm going to put on my gloves, and we're going to put this into the pot and melt it back down. But before we do that, I'm only doing a small bit of it. I'm doing two things here. I put the one that's called sugar, I put that in the freezer to see if it will harden up enough where to hold the shape and I can get it out of the mold without it sticking to it. If that doesn't work, we're also going to try this while that's in the freezer. I'm only putting it in the freezer for about an hour. The next thing we're going to add, if the propylene glycol seems to work and it's not sticky any longer, then I'm going to add some more of the sugar solution, which is just sugar and water. But we need to know how much soap we're dealing with so we can put in the proper amount for the propylene glycol. Okay? So I'm going to take this out of the mold and we're going to weigh it. You know, I'm going to use a laundry spoon, and let me get a piece of freezer paper or foil. Put it in. I think I'm going to go with foil. Okay, so I have my piece of foil here. Let me turn the scale on just in case. I don't think I needed a piece that large, but I'll fold it in half. Let's go ahead and take off for the foil. Alright, so we tire that out. After we tire it out, Now I'm going to use a spoon, and this is the spoon I use specifically for soap making. I don't use this in my kitchen at all. Alright, there we go. And we're going to start, see, it's not going to hold a shape for anything. So it's best just to take it out the mold. It's not, these pieces here I can pick up with my hand and put, I'm going to do all of this because all of this came from the same thing. It's a shame that I colored some of it, and we did all of that on camera together. We colored it and everything, and I just knew it was going to come out just like the other batches, but with each batch everything is different. And it could be because we substituted those some of the soft oils for the other oils, or maybe all of my oils were more soft in this recipe. I looked at the hardness, it was over 40, so it should have been fine. The next thing after I add this stuff in it, I'm going to add in some more stearic acid after it hits about 157 degrees with the soap. So I'm going to sit this over to the side and continue here, because right now we're at 7.02 ounces. And you know what, I think I want to put this in pounds. No, that's grams. So 0.439 on pounds. So let's see how many pounds this is. I don't think it's going to be that much, and this was the smaller amount. That's the reason why I'm going with it. But if all of it unmolds like this, and I went to unmold the B one, and it was like this. So we're gonna see if we can fix it, because it is extremely, it's just too soft. You can't do anything with that. Way too soft. And I'm not gonna stop until I figure out how to fix it. And I'm weighing everything, so I'll have some type of idea. Now, don't get me wrong, it does make bubbles, and it bubbles up and lathers really, really well. But at the same time, it just did not mold. And it's so extra sticky, as you can tell, as I'm taking it out. All right, so we're about a pound now. We're at about a pound. And I want to start, you know, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on the process, not necessarily the scent and smell, which I thought I was doing okay, and I would be able to get the scent and smell into this batch. But I should have left the scent and smell alone and continued with what I was doing before. Okay, so we're gonna kind of take this one off, and hopefully you can see how I'm getting it off, because it is so, it's just too sticky. And if you're a soaper and you've had this happen to you and you're watching this, I'm probably going about it the wrong way to fix it, but I don't know. It would be great if you guys give me some critiques. Okay. So I didn't stick the other one up here. Let me get it up here so I can tell you how much this is all together. And this is just a diatomaceous, because remember, we didn't get a chance to pour this on top of the other soaps. And I can put this over here in the water so we can actually. Oh, I wanted to show you guys, it does suds up pretty much a lot. I'll show you that in a moment. But I'll just let that sit. Okay, so let's look and see how much we have. We have 1.429, so about 1 pound and 30 ounces of soap here. If we were doing 2 pounds of soap in that very same way, we will only need 9 ounces of propylene glycol. So to tell me if I did this part right, with 1.429 pounds of soap, and that means last time it was just like a, and I think this was the African man one. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the African woman. So we were making. So that tells me, and I'm writing this down real quick. We have that written down. I'm going to put it in the pot and let it melt down. So let's go ahead, put it over in there, allow it to melt down, and tear that out. We can turn this off, and I'm going to move this over to the side here. Sorry, you guys are shaking a bit. And I'm going to put this over on the other side there, out of the way. And now we have the soap in here, and it should melt down pretty quickly. Actually, I'm going to use the same top right here. Now we're going to weigh out our propylene glycol. Put that up there. And I'm going to take these off for a moment. No, I won't. I'll just try to work with what I got. Here's what we're gonna do. Sorry, you guys, it's shaking again. We have everything covered. That's melting. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. Oh, let's take it out of the units and put it back in our ounces. We're gonna tear that out, and now that we have it teared out, we're gonna measure out 9 ounces of propylene glycol. Okay, that's about 9 ounces of propylene glycol. I thought I was going to need the other one. I'll leave it there just in case I do. And with this 9 ounces going into 1.429 pounds or 22.86 ounces, then we can see if that thins it out. Now, the one that we're working on right now is called bentonite clay. I'm going to show you where we have it in the freezer, and that's gonna kind of, let me pull this out because this is gonna sit in the freezer, and we're gonna see if it hardens up a bit. If it doesn't harden up a bit, then we know we need to melt that one down, weigh that one out. And if it's just about the same, about almost 2 pounds by itself, then I believe that is a 2 pound mold. Then we're gonna add 9 ounces, but we're first gonna try it with the bentonite clay bar to see if that fixes it. Let's bring you over and show you that the soap still works. That's one thing I need to let you know. It does still work. It really, really does work. Okay, so I have soap on my hands. Maybe kind of hard to see, maybe too much light, maybe, I don't know.
So on this part, I actually showed you how the soap reacts to water by testing it out with you guys. And also you got a chance to hear me talk about sugar in the freezer, but I didn't realize about the video part. So I do apologize about that. Now we're going to keep continuing working on this, and there is going to be a part 3. So stay tuned so you can see exactly how I add everything in, and see you next time.
Loved Ori Soaps and Bubbles video? Head down to the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get those notifications. Thumbs up or thumbs down if you like the video, and leave a review so that way we know what we can improve on. It's very much appreciated, and as always, have the most excellent day. Ori Soaps and Bubbles.